Hello again, Internet. This eyes on Koku, swinging on my swing, my front yard on a Saturday night. It's a cool night, actually. It's about 69, 68 degrees. There is not really a breeze, but feels nice considering that the last week was filled with really brutal temperatures. I mean, brutal probably because I'm not really used to them. When you jump from like upper 70s into the mid 90s with a heat index going over 100, yeah, you kind of feel it. You kind of feel that more than, like, let's say, you know, late July, and you've already experienced several 90-degree days. You get a little bit more used to it. You get a little bit more, adapted. So, yeah, it was. It felt brutal, mostly because of the humidity. And so something like this, a night like this, is just nice in comparison. Anyways, so started recording, well, live streaming, whatever. There was something going on down the street, making some weird noise, almost sound like a outdoor vacuum cleaner. Anyways, but that stopped, which is good because now you can just hear the sound of my swing. Anyways, what is up, everyone in internet land? It's just me swinging here, enjoying a nice summer night. Soon it's going to be July and second half of the year. Gee, where did it all go? Seemed like not too long ago it was February, March. Now it's like kids are going to be going back to school in like a month or so. Crazy. Anyways. It's moments like these, though, you've got to cherish and appreciate moments where you can just kind of sit and just watch the world, listen to the sounds of bugs, frogs. Sometimes if there's wind, there's wind. There's actually been a few fireflies tonight, though I don't know if you guys can actually see them light up, because but kind of serene and relaxing. Do something like this to kind of, let you glide into a good night's rest. Important to just unwind and just think, contemplate, meditate, whatever you want to do. Or live stream on YouTube and possibly have a conversation. Though that's usually unlikely. Don't get too many conversations. But I don't know. There's always a danger when it comes to me sitting here alone with my thoughts, start to think about things that maybe you shouldn't be thinking about. Instead, just try to appreciate the peace. Even though those animals, those animals back over there, having quite the conversation. Of course, the minute I say something, they stop making sounds. Anyways, so hopefully everyone out there is having a peaceful, restful night. Of course, who knows? Some of you might be in the middle of the day, just waking up in the morning. Who knows? I don't know. Anyways. It's relaxing. Drinking some water out of my water bottle. I did take advantage of the Barnes & Noble Criterion collection sale that runs till toward the end of July. Picked up Sorcerer on 4K as well as Anora on 4K. Interesting factoid about Anora. One of my friends went to college with someone who is in that movie. So, kind of a strange, unexpected connection there, but so I it's like I know someone who knows someone who's in a movie. It's almost like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, except not Kevin Bacon. But the fact that that person is in the movie now is definitely 6 degrees separated from Kevin Bacon, which I don't know. I think, yeah, should I challenge myself on that? Let's see, let's see, how would I Kevin Bacon Anora? Because we'd have to start with Madsen, right? And I'm not too familiar with all her work, but I swear she was she was in Scream 5, I believe, otherwise known as Scream. So let's make that one step there, because I don't really know all the other actors in the Anora movie that well. So you know what? I actually haven't watched it yet, so I'm gonna watch it, and Kevin Bacon's gonna show up there. I'm gonna go, oh well, that was too damn easy. But just ignoring that, let's go to Scream, and let's see. Oh, super easy. Scream 2020, whatever year that was. Scream 5 had Nev Campbell, and Nev Campbell was in Wild Things, which had Kevin Bacon. Bam, dude. Got it. So, yes. So technically, I have a friend who went to college with the person in that movie who was in the movie, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I think I'm connected to Kevin Bacon through 6 degrees, even though it's like a friendship thing. Or, I don't know. I still consider us friends. But let's not even, whatever. That's neither here nor there. Anyways, so now that I've lost the majority of my audience, or all of my audience, because I played a game of 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. And apparently, no one gives a shit about that. So, anyways. So what should I say? What should I talk about? I mean, after all, I don't know. Oh, there was, oh, I don't know. I don't know if anyone caught that. There. Did anyone see that? It was a firefly. Anyways. So what's all up with you guys and gals? Creatures of the night. What sweet music will you make? Anyways. That is nice. Surround. Leave the world behind. Just drift. Oh wow, that firefly was up there. Dang. I'm not quite sure. You guys probably can't see it too well, but there is something up there. It's been up there for quite a while, but it seems like it twinkles, so it's got to be a star. These planets don't really. The thing is, it twinkles quite a bit, and I thought maybe it was like a plane or a helicopter or some sort of aircraft, but it pretty much hasn't moved in the 13 minutes that I've been. Oh, that motorcycle's loud. Backfire. Let me take a look. Let's take a look and see if I can tell any other stars by it. Not really. In fact, it's kind of not super clear. But yeah, you guys probably can't see shit. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure if had better lighting and better astrological knowledge, I'd be able to figure it out, because that's really bright there, and then there's one really bright up there. Anyways, now that I've once again pushed away the majority of the viewers by staring into the darkness of space, and then having people go, I'm not going to be watching this blank screen forever. Anyways, I don't know. Can you see the moon? Yes, you can. That's that bright thing that's kind of in the middle of the picture. A crescent moon. What is a waning crescent? Is it waning or is it waxing? I think it's going towards the new moon, but I could be wrong. But there's actually a lot more stars I see above. Yeah, once we get some super awesome like lens, camera, light sensing technology in the future, videos like these or live streams like these would be even more enjoyable. But instead, to deal with the as another motorcycle. Oh, two motorcycles. I'm having some LED lights on the undercarriage, if that's even a thing on a motorcycle, undercarriage. Well, back to the safety and comfort of my swing. Anyways, I know how can it be as calm as you would like it when you have kind of a main thoroughfare not too far from your house, so there's generally a lot of traffic, especially Saturday night. People going to do fun things or people returning from doing fun things. And then one might ask, oh, geez, on Koku, it's Saturday night. Why aren't you doing fun things? Well, to be honest, I did a bunch of fun things today already. Now it's time to wind down before going to bed. Try to go to bed before midnight. Try to, do my body good and get some sleep. Because unfortunately, you need to get some like blackout curtains or something because and that 6 a.m. sunshine definitely tries to wake me up regardless of when I go to bed. So anyways, besides, I ain't got nothing to do. I don't do clubs, I don't do bars, I don't do whatever it is people do this time of night. Oh yeah, right. Socialize with friends. Nah, I did that yesterday. And heck, no, most of my friends they have their families and their kids, and they can't just spend all these late nights either. They're all too cool for school, man. Anyways. I mean, I guess, I shouldn't feel bad. I'm sitting here in my front yard, enjoying the night, not doing anything super fun. And here you guys are watching me. So I should. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's come to this. Oh man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My apologies. Anyways, I wonder, like, I don't really watch these too much after, but I know that if I tilt my phone too far to a certain degree, I get this message about the aspect ratio being locked. I wonder what that actually does on stream here. Hold on, let's go. Oh, orientation is locked. Rotate device back. So I don't know. Did that pause the that pause the stream? Did it just get locked in that situation? I mean, I just lost like 6 viewers, so I don't know. Let's do that again. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, now we're back to 7. I don't know. Oh, now 8. Anyways. So here, it's almost 11 o'clock in the evening, obviously. If this was 11 o'clock in the day, it would be like, man, I think we're gonna have a bad storm if it's that dark. Anyways. And then I should try, I always wonder about the voice level here. And I don't want to be too quiet and then no one can hear me, like, on the phone, the internet. I don't want to be too loud and bother the neighbors. Then again, I guess that's the essence of life right there. To find the right balance of things. And unfortunately, my life has been way out of balance. Cricket. But hey, that's the thing. I don't think anyone ever achieves true balance in their life. I think it's always a process, always a work to be done. Anyways, if you guys develop a drinking game and you have to take a shot every time I say anyways, well, shoot. You guys gonna run out of alcohol. I almost said it right there, too. I stopped myself. I was having a conversation with a friend. Was talking about the movie Mute Witness, which is an excellent film, by the way. I highly suggest all of you go out and try to find Mute Witness. I know Arrow Video has it for purchase, so you can get it direct from them. You probably also can purchase it from sites like Deep Discount, Diabolique DVD, and maybe even like MVD Group might have it, oldies.com, wherever you get your online retail purchasing physical media. Otherwise, I think AMC Plus has it on streaming. Anyways, but oh dang, I said the A word. Damn it. Okay, well anyway. moving on, or moving back to the original thing, the movie Mute Witness. It's a great movie. I hate to say this, I hate to say it's old, kind of old, but it is like 90s, which unfortunately is old now. I mean, 95 is like 30 years ago, and that just depresses me horribly. Um, yeah, yeah, that's, I don't want to think about that anyway. Anyway, Mute Witness, great movie. I don't want to say too much about it because it kind of would spoil the opening. But it's very Hitchcockian. Does have great tension and also has some good humor to it. Uh, so break up some of that tension that builds in this movie. But basically, to describe it, it's a movie about a woman who is mute, and I'm not sure exactly why. If they never discuss whether genetic vocal cord problems or a disease or an injury or whatever, but she cannot speak and she actually can't make noise. She can't make sound. So she's mute. Otherwise, everything else works, her eyes or her ears. And she ends up witnessing a murder. And the movie, of course, is then, the people who did the murder uh, need to tie up loose ends and witnesses and stuff like that. And so intrigue happens, and it takes place in Russia, which also helps kind of that theme of communication. The difficulty of communication, because now you not only you have she's an American, so you don't you also you already have the problem of not being able to communicate because you're mute, but also now you have language barrier uh, on top of that, and so it really helps drive the whole difficulty of communication, uh, and part it sort of feeds into the sort of isolation and helplessness that helps build the tension of the movie, and that's a great thing because one thing that I've always thought about elements of horror and thrillers and suspense. One key element of those type of movies is isolation, and isolation is an important element of those type of genres because it helps build and feed into that tension, and it's something we all can relate to because we've all had to deal with isolation at one time or another. And so, it's a trope for a reason because it's effective. So, usually uh, isolation occurs by location. And the teenagers leave the comfort and of their knowledge of their surroundings, leaving home and going to a place unfamiliar to them. And usually it's someplace sort of away from civilization, or at least a unreasonable length away from civilization. Someplace where it might not be easy to escape. So, for instance, you have a camp, a summer camp in the middle of the woods, a cabin in the middle of the woods, and then, of course, you have car trouble, or the the people who have a car leave. You get dropped off. All these little things lead to that isolation, that separation from what is safe and familiar to what is unknown. And another thing, oh wow, there's a deer. I don't know if you can see it. Just passed from that in front of the garage there. You probably can't see it. No, there was a car headlights kind of lit it up, but now it's kind of in that bushy area there. Apparently, I attract a non-human audience also. Yeah, I can barely see it, so God knows you guys can't see it. So, anyways, it just moved into the bushy area there. So, sorry. Okay, got off track, but isolation. But like some movies do it by having people travel abroad. That's a very common trope in Italian giallo movies. Usually, it's like some Americans traveling to Rome, and so their isolation is that they're in a foreign country. They're not familiar with the customs and the ways and everything. It's a little bit fish out of water. So that, and of course, Nightmare on Elm Street, that isolation is the dream world. It's like, where do you go to help when you're asleep? So that's, anyways, elements of fear, elements of suspense, of thrillers. Anyways, I believe, oh, I said it again. Gosh, everyone's drunk now. Mute Witness, check it out. Highly recommended. 4 out of 5. Very a fun movie, entertaining movie. It surprised me. I didn't know what to expect going into it. I picked it up from Arrow Video back when they had this 4K sale a while back. So I picked it up along with the movie Invasion, which stars Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig, if I remember correctly. Kind of a remake, another remake of the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Because you had the original, and then you had the kind of the 70s remake with Donald Sutherland and Leonard Nimoy. Then you had the remake that happened in the, was it late 90s, early 2000s? I can't remember. All I know is that the one girl was pretty hot. Like, I found her to be really attractive. And anyways, I'm just remembering this scene from that movie, and like, so there's that remake of it, and then of course this one, which was had to be like mid 2000s or so, mid 2000s into the 2010s probably. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but then I'd have to get off the stream. But anyway, oh God, said it again. Shit. Mute Witness. Check it out. Recommended. Highly recommended. Fun movie. Great watch. Entertaining. I actually watched that last weekend. I'm gonna watch Sorcerer tomorrow. I'm gonna watch Sorcerer tomorrow. Friedkin movie. I have enjoyed my share of Friedkin movies. So, and also I think Rod Schneider, not Rob Schneider, Roy Scheider. Roy Scheider. My God, I am Roy Scheider. That's what I wanted to say, and I said it wrong. Anyways, God, I keep saying the A word. Roy Scheider, who has in the last couple years become one of my favorite actors to look for in movies. From the movie 52 Pickup, which is a great movie, great movie. Another one that I highly recommend. I got the Blu-ray from Kino Lorber, and that was a very good movie, based on an Elmore Leonard novel. Okay, so there's the deer by the mailbox right there. Just kind of checking out. Apparently, I haven't phased the deer all that much. So I don't know if, I don't want to get up and like walk over there because that would just, that would definitely disturb it. But apparently the deer is interested in hearing about 52 Pickup. Yeah, 52 Pickup's a good movie. Yeah, you should watch it sometime through someone's window. Okay, now the deer's heading back away. All right. Anyways, trying to figure out where my finger is. There it is. Okay. Bye, deer. This is one of those things where I'm focused over here, and there's gonna be like one just like right next to me, like just chilling. And I'm gonna be like, oh shit, what? Don't do that to me. Anyways, said it again. This is going to be a long. This is a long story because it all started with a conversation I had with my friend. Was talking about mute witness, and I kept using the word interesting. And I had to stop myself from saying that word, and the whole A word thing tonight just reminded me of that. And so that little thing, talking about a conversation I had, led to talking about mute witness, which led me talking about that I saw it last week, and that tomorrow I'm going to watch Sorcerer, which I picked up on the Criterion sale today from Barnes & Noble, half off. Anyways, oh, I cannot stop. I cannot stop. I have a problem. So, Roy Scheider is in Sorcerer. He's also in 52 Pickup, which is a great movie. He's also in Jaws, which, come on, it's Jaws, a great movie. He's also in a movie called Last Embrace, which is a good movie also. I picked that up from Vinegar Syndrome under their kind of cinematographic. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that wrong, or whatever that label from them is. OCN distribution. That label, and their editions are pretty nice. They're kind of like books. They're a little oversized, but I don't mind. That movie is really good. So he's in The Marathon Man, which I like that movie. It's a Dustin Hoffman movie, but he's in there. And so I've fast become, a fan of his, and so movies that his name appears on, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be more likely to watch that. Same thing with John Saxon, but John Saxon movies are good for different reasons. And I'm sure that it's a different set of tastes when it comes to John Saxon movies, but still, John Saxon, he's a national treasure, or international treasure, but I digress. Roy Scheider in Sorcerer, so very looking forward to watching that one. Another movie that's supposed to be pretty tense, uh, about a group of people who their common bond is they need money and they're doing a job together. And that job is to drive a truck. I mean, it sounds like a riveting movie. It's like, oh, their job is to drive a truck. Man, absolute cinema. But it's more complicated than that, of course, obviously. And so, any, I so stay. So stay. Gotta tread lightly. Too much drinking going on now. So stay. So if any takeaways from this is that you should go watch, or you should go pick up or watch the movie Mute Witness. You should go pick up or watch the movie Last Embrace, 52 Pickup, Sorcerer, and I haven't actually watched Nora yet, but I'm going to. And that I played 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon with that movie and only took like 2 steps, which means that I am connected to Kevin Bacon through a friend of a friend. It's like, I know someone who knows someone who is in the movie Anora, which stars Mickey Madsen, who is in Scream 5 with Nev Campbell, who was in Wild Things with Kevin Bacon. So, bam. I am connected through friendship to Kevin Bacon. It's the original thread of this entire thing. Yep. And along the way, we had 2 deer sightings. I tried to identify that star that's over there. Yeah. Now it's after 11 o'clock on a beautiful night. A cool night in the upper 60s. I'm just kind of winding down before going to bed. Have any of you watched any interesting movies lately? Have any of you taken advantage of the Criterion sale at Barnes & Noble? Are any of you actually American? Is it nighttime where you are? Is it daytime? Morning? It was a good thing that I can hold a conversation with myself, because at least I think I can hold a conversation with myself. Who knows? I mean, you guys are watching, so you might be thinking like, yeah, you don't know how to hold a conversation. Dutch angle. I actually am and just finished watching Ironheart. Stephen Kovac. I don't know if it's Kovac or Kovac. I'm gonna say Kovac. I don't know. Ironheart. That's that Marvel television show, right? I'm thinking it's the Marvel television show Ironheart because that is the thing that is currently happening. However, there is a movie called Ironheart. So it is also possible that you're talking about the movie Ironheart, which, oh, can I remember? What is that? No, that's not. Yeah, it's about Riri and takes place after Wakanda Forever. Okay, yeah, okay. So, yeah, not the movie Ironheart, which I was going to think was a Paul Verhoeven film, but no, that's Flesh and Blood, which that's a different movie altogether. But, okay. I, yeah, I haven't been into Marvel in a while. Honestly, what was the last Marvel movie I watched? Last Marvel movie I watched, or Marvel anything like Marvel series. The last Marvel series, like television series I watched, I think uh, was it Captain America or Falcon and the Winter Soldier? But I guess Captain America and the Winter Soldier, whatever. I think that was the last show series that I watched. Last movie, I guess it depends on when they came out because it was either Thor: Love and Thunder or Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. I forget which one was later, but all I know is that Thor: Love and Thunder was awful. Uh, I don't understand. I mean, I understand that Ragnarok was such a great movie, and that kind of playing into that is what could be considered a smart move, but unlike Deadpool 2, which a lot of people say is just a copy of Deadpool 1, which I disagree with. Yes, there's a lot of similarities, but there's also enough differences to make it stand on its own. But Thor: Love and Thunder is like just ripping itself off from Ragnarok, anyways. Yeah, Love and Thunder wasn't the best movie they made. Well, no, yeah. It just it just did the same things Ragnarok did, but just not as good. Which is, just if you're gonna retread territory, you gotta do something to make sure it's great. Um, but I liked Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. I know it would have been better if it was a show and they would have had multiple episodes and been able to expand out the multiverses a bit more. Uh, but for what it was, and I'm a Sam Raimi fan, and I love that it was very dark and murderous uh, MCU film, skating that line between PG-13 and R. It also just made Thor too goofy, in my opinion. Yeah, I know. There's quite the shift when you come from like Dark World and the previous Avengers movies to Thor Ragnarok. the Thor character just kind of becomes more and more ridiculous. And I think they did a good job in Ragnarok to make it not too ridiculous, but then Love and Thunder just made it. Well, that was definitely on the more horror side, which I still really like. Yes, yes, I am going back to Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, that was a better movie. I know that it's a flawed movie and it's cameo city, but there is a good core to that film, and I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, you kind of have to watch WandaVision to wait. Was WandaVision after Captain America and the Winter Soldier? Because maybe then WandaVision was the last series I watched. I don't know. See, it's hard to like remember when like things came out. Anyways, I haven't had Disney Plus in a while, so I've not gotten much of the Marvel stuff, and I kind of wanted to see Thunderbolts because I heard some good things about it. Um, I mean, I watched Deadpool and Wolverine, but I don't consider it. I mean, I guess that's an MCU movie, so I guess that's actually the last Marvel movie I watched. I guess now that I think about it, yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine, and I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. But I don't know if I count it as really part. I mean, yeah, I guess. Like I guess maybe Loki season 2 was the last Marvel, because I was like saying, well, you kind of had to watch Loki to kind of get some of the things going on in Deadpool and Wolverine. See, and that's maybe also one of the problems with the MCU now is that they're all so tied together that if you don't watch everything, you're missing a bunch of stuff. But the problem is you can't always watch everything because sometimes it's just bad. But anyway, I said the A word again. Shit, got to stop myself. Yeah, kind of bummed about not being able to see season 2 of Andor, but whatever. It is what it is. It's just as well. I've got too much stuff to watch, anyways, and not enough time. Yeah. Well, and back to the silence. I also think that's, speaking of the MCU and how everything's connected and whatnot, I think that's kind of like why the DC movies are kind of a mess, because I think they're just trying to kickstart their their own empire like Marvel did, and they just don't know how to like get it started. And they keep fumbling, and the Superman thing just seems like another attempt to try to just create the universe in one movie and hope it like all works out, because it looks like another cameo fest. And I think the thing is, like, the MCU got big because it started off with the separate movies that had these tie-ins, but they were they were only small parts of those movies, and so those movies stood by themselves, and they sort of built into that. And I think DC is just having trouble mimicking that. Yeah, they are trying to do like a reboot or something, I believe. Well, I mean, the thing is, so they tried the whole Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, Ben Affleck Batman. They tried that sort of Batman v Superman into Justice League with Aquaman. They tried to create that sort of universe there, and I think because it wasn't immediately earth-shattering, like because like they wanted the Avengers type numbers immediately, and I think that was a mistake. MCU introduces the character one by one with Iron Man, Captain America, etc. Yes, true. And DC tried to kind of do that, but because I think they also didn't give enough. I think Warner Brothers meddled too much, especially when it came to Batman v Superman and Justice League. That it kind of messed with how those movies were. And DC was trying to do the whole introduction thing. Uh, Basically with Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and then of course the Justice League and Flash coming out afterwards, and just sort of in this sort of like, well, we have this movie, might as well do it. And I think the problems with Batman v Superman and Justice League not putting up like $1 billion caused them to freak out and sort of abandon everything. And plus, like I said, I think it's studio interference, changing directors, things like that just made things even more of a mess. And then it seemed like, the stuff they did with Shazam and Black Adam, and just it all was just not gelling. And yeah. I believe as well there was stuff going on that people that played the character were doing, Ezra Miller being one, where we keeps on hearing what he went to jail and go in trouble, etc. Well, yeah, I mean, that was a whole debacle, but I think the wheels were coming off before that. I think really it started with the the Batman v Superman into Justice League sort of failures. And I think that just caused everything else to just fall apart. Because those were the two movies that were supposed to be kind of like that's the Avenger level movies for them. And everything was kind of messed up after that. I mean, you got Wonder Woman 84, which was like, what was that movie? Ay, ay, ay. But enough talk. Enough talk about the MCU, DCU. I am just totally not interested in the new Superman movie. When I saw Crypto the dog, I just went, no. 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 It's like too many. Also, it's been like too many Supermen. Like, just, it feels like they've tried Superman like 40,000 times already now. And it's like Superman Returns, and then Man of Steel, and then you had like, Lois and Clark, and you had Smallville, and you had Supergirl, and I don't know. In actuality, it hasn't been that many Supermen. It just feels like it's been a lot. Like they just don't know what to do. And then like the same thing with Batman. It's like they can't quite figure out what to stick with when it comes to Batman. Though I do have to say the Batman was a good movie. But I think the Batman worked because it decided to be its own thing and didn't really try to tie itself into the rest of everything else. So, well, apparently I have been streaming for an hour. 11:30. And probably should head off into the realm of sleep. Some more water here. Yeah. The temperature has gotten to maybe about mid 60s now. Starting to feel a little cooler. Yeah. It's been an hour. It's a good talk. It's a good stream. Saw a deer. Talked about movies. Some television shows a little bit. Looked at the stars. Looked at the moon. I had fun. I enjoyed myself. I hope all of you have enjoyed yourselves too. And I thank you for watching. Thank you for checking in and making sure that I'm not on a ledge somewhere or worse. But yeah, I'm going to call it a night, call it a stream. Thank you all. You all have a good night, a good day, a good week, good month, good year, all that stuff. Good life. I want you all to have good life. Nice chatting with you, and sleep well. I will endeavor to do so. And I hope you all will endeavor to have good restful nights, productive and fun days, and prosperous lives. All right. Get up. And next week's already going to be July. July in a couple days, and then fireworks Friday. Ooh, yes. Good thing I have Saturday off, so I have to fight that sleep battle. To make my way, making my way. Oh, another deer. I startled that one. You guys probably couldn't see it, but whatever. That. Yep. So there's the Big Dipper right there, which no one can see. So what is that star over there? Anyways. Oh, said the A word one last time. Oh, good night. Good luck. God bless. Godspeed. Oyasumi nasai. Gute Nacht. Yeah. Man, I don't know good night and a lot of words, man. Anyways. Said it again. Okay, fine. That was the last time. So I head back into my house. There's my door. I always do that. Frightening. I know, frightening. Okay. I'm gonna end it. See you guys again.